Hey guys, it's your girl Corporate Carolyn, and obviously there's no corporate work to be done today. In fact, I'm enjoying a lovely weekend, although, there's some cleaning errands and things like that to do. But while I was out, I had a thought of a video that I wanted to share. Well, it goes back to the fact that a lot of times I'm telling you guys about the fact that I'm 58, and it's something that I'm proud of. I am not ashamed to be over 55, although I did tear up a little bit at IHOP once where they were talking about they had a discount for people over 55, and I realized that I qualified for it. So that did make me sad at first, and I'm not racing to join AARP or anything like that. I'm happy that I've made it to this age, and the Lord has really blessed me to hold things together as well as I have been able to. And so that's one of the reasons you see me trying to reach back and to share some of the things that I've learned over the years with younger women, especially kind of like from an Auntie Carolyn perspective. Although some older ladies don't like you to call them auntie, I don't mind. I mean, I don't want to be your grandmother, but I'm definitely an Auntie Carolyn, and I want to share the benefit of every lesson that I've learned. And one of those big lessons that I wanted to share with you is the fact that I truly believe that the best is yet to come. And so like those of you who are 35, 40, 50 or whatever, that have like a little bit of trepidation about each new decade that you enter, and how quickly life speeds by, because it really does. The older you get, the faster things go by. But what I wanted to encourage you about is that I'd love it if you would adopt, if you don't already have a positive expectancy about what's going to happen in your future, because I really do believe that good things are in your future. And too many times people think about the negative. Like, I can't tell you how it grieved me when I watched some videos where black women especially were talking about like the likelihood of getting married, and how the odds, how bad they are, and how bad the choices are, and just every negative thing that you can imagine. And so I think of younger people as being hopeful, positive, and not as jaded as a lot of older people wind up being, because you've seen a lot of bad things go wrong and a lot of things not happen. But I'm finding that I'm becoming more positive about the good things that I think life holds. And one of the things I wanted to share with you is that you can't see what's ahead. And then the life that I'm living right now, I never saw this up ahead. Some of the things that I am experiencing, and when I was like 18, 28, I really didn't know what life held in front of me. And so I'm really glad that I kept pushing and trying and believing and taking care of the things that God gave me. Because one of the benefits I can tell you at 58, some of the best pictures of my entire life were taken after 50. How is that possible? That those pictures are better than at 18, 25, 30, 35. I mean, so the best can still happen. You don't know. And that's why I keep encouraging you guys to take care of yourself, because you could just blossom into this beautiful flower. I mean, you're a masterpiece in the making. And so you don't know how you're going to age, and how things are going to just open up for you, and you could be looking 10 times better 10 years from now than you look today. So I just want to encourage you to keep going, keep moving, keep taking care of yourself, keep believing. And then also, I never would have believed that I'm in the best cardiovascular shape of my life, that I am slimmer now, my hair is longer now than it was when I was 18. And maybe 28, I might have turned things around a little bit and lost some weight, but right now, I mean, I can't just look back at pictures and just say, oh wow, I look so much better than. I'm pretty much contending with the way that I looked at 38, and definitely at 18. Good things can still happen to you. Don't just assume that because you've hit 40, it's a wrap, it's over, you can just let it go and you don't have to start exercising or keep working out. You definitely should. You got to keep pushing and just always do the absolute best with what you have and keep trying to build on it, because that could be you too. You might not be in great shape at 30. Like there was this one woman who said she's in her 30s and that people said she looked like a cow, and I really, really hope that she was joking, but I do know that people can be so mean, especially people in your family. But just because you're not in shape at 25, 30, 35, it doesn't mean that you won't be in shape at 55. So I really want to encourage you to keep pushing. Another thing, I never would have dreamt that I would have raised a wonderful family that my husband and I have raised, and that we're getting ready to celebrate 33 years of marriage next month. I grew up in a household where people said that men were no good, and then I was told that it wasn't likely that I would meet a man that that didn't cheat, and and I saw my father and everything, that he was beating, cheating, and doing everything imaginable. I never knew that this would really be possible. I saw it on television. I hoped for it. I dreamt for it, but I didn't know that it could be possible. But guess what? It is. And it was. I just didn't know. So I'm so glad I didn't give up and let people discourage me. And that's what I'm trying to tell you not to do. Another thing, can you believe in my 50s, I have the first job that I've ever loved? I mean, like, I've had jobs and, they might have been okay, but I never really enjoyed what I was doing. I've had so many different evolutions of a job, like from being a systems analyst to a software engineer, to being a business analyst. And then who would have known at 50, maybe 55 or whatever, that I would get the bright idea to repackage myself and repurpose my resume to say that I was a technical writer. Once I got the realization, hey, I just like to write. I don't want to do all that other stuff. And so I was able to pull from my resume and just turn it into, with the help of the Lord, of course, decide that I'm going to be a technical writer. And so here, as you guys have seen me with my little setup, with my technical writing in my kitchen, I never would have thought that that could happen at 58. That all the years that I was commuting and, dealing with stuff that I hated, that here at 58, it's like, hey, I actually enjoy this job. Hey, I'm not trying to find another job. Hey, if I blew up on YouTube, I might not quit this job. That is amazing to me. I mean, I just never expected any of that to happen. And so what I wanted to say to you is, how do you know that there are not good things ahead in your future as well? You don't know. Like young people love to say, well, it's not going to happen for me. This person, they had, luck with this because of that, and because they're rich, and, they went to Harvard, or they went to this school or that school. You really don't know what is ahead of you. So that's why I encourage you. Don't be negative, be positive, stay encouraged, keep moving forward, stop looking back, because it's really not where you've been, it's where you're going. And so with that said, I believe greater things are waiting for you. And I've taken notes while I was eating dinner tonight. And then like to say that because things are a certain way now, that doesn't mean they're going to stay that way. Right now you see me smiling all the time, laughing and joking and whatnot. But growing up, I was actually very, very sad, because there were a lot of bad things that happened to me. Like, would you believe that I was molested as a child? That my father was absent. He was an alcoholic. He was abusive. He was in and out of jail. I was constantly embarrassed. Not only that, but people made fun of me because of like my body, because of my hair, because just of any number of things. And some of those people were in my family as well. They made jokes, like they said, when was the last time you've seen your old daddy? And because I was in Georgia and South Carolina, it was like your old Daddy, not like OLD, but OLE. And then I was just like mortified, just embarrassed, because they were asking me this in front of kids whose parents were married and they had fathers in the home. And so, growing up in the projects, wearing my mom's clothes, being a little heavier than I wanted to be. And that's when I got the idea, when I grow up, man, I'm going to be slim and I'm going to have beautiful clothes. And so that's why a lot of times you see me overdressed, even though nobody sees me. I tend to dress up all the time, and it's because of that traumatic period where I felt less than a lot of the times. Where people might say, well, did you get new school clothes? And I'm like thinking, oh, I didn't get new school clothes. I'm going to see what I can, repurpose in my mom's closet and turn it into something. And people were really, really mean. And so like now I feel really good when I run into people. Like I think I was in Augusta for my mother's 80th birthday party a few years ago, and my family and we rolled up to this restaurant, and there was a guy who used to pick on me, like because of like hair, or like talking about how I didn't have much butt or whatever. I didn't. But that's okay. I mean, it was very hurtful and very embarrassing. And so then he saw me and I was looking really good, with my husband and my kids. And he's like, Carolyn, is that you? And I was like, yes. And I didn't recognize him. And then he says, you know who I am, don't you? And I was like, no, I don't. And I stood there with my family and I'm looking at him, and we're looking good too. And so, and I'm looking, and I said, oh, I remember you. And then he says, I thought you might remember. And I said, yeah, I do. And I said, you weren't very nice. And so he's like, oh, don't say that. I wasn't mean. And I said, yeah, you weren't very nice. But it's good to see you though. And then I said, well, this is my husband and these are my sons. And so I felt really, really good and really vindicated, because the Lord had like blessed my hair and, blessed my body, and I was looking good and smelling good. And so it just felt so good to have that turnaround moment where he almost didn't recognize me and I didn't recognize him at all. And so you just don't know what the Lord can do in your life. That's all I came here to tell you. I'm looking to see if I had anything else in my notes. Yeah, I did. Just the fact that I am slimmer and able to fit into the clothes of my dreams at that point, and a guy that made the most fun of me got a chance to see me. And I wanted to say, how you like me now? But I didn't say that. I said, it was good to see you too. Well, you take care. Goodbye. All right. So, but anyway, that's all I have to say. If all of those wonderful things could happen for me, what could happen for you? But you won't know if you don't push and get to the end and see what's going on. So while you're waiting to see how your life is going to evolve and how it's going to turn out, I encourage you to just keep moving forward, do the best with what you have at the particular time, and when you get an opportunity, you maximize on it. And like that song back from maybe the early 90s where it's like, I hope you dance, so like if any opportunity comes along, I want you to jump on it, and I want you to have confidence, and you just believe in yourself. And even if other people don't believe in you, and you press. And then when you get to be an older lady like me, you can say, hey, I remember when this happened and that happened, and I didn't think I would make it, and I didn't think I could overcome. And then you'll be like, how you like me now? So there you go. Auntie Carolyn wanted to encourage you to keep pressing, because greater things are on the other side waiting for you. And in case anybody hasn't told you, you are a masterpiece in the making. Your greatest act, your greatest work to be revealed. So you keep pushing and let me know how things turn out. I can't wait to hear about the great things that happen for you. But until the next time, I hope you guys have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.